guys, so thank you so much for watching this video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I have a second YouTube channel as well, which you can check out in the description box below, more for my acting and comedy. And if there's any more videos you would like me to talk about in regards to British citizenship, ancestry, or anything government related to the UK, do let me know in the comments below. I am actually going to be making a video next week on the Security Industry Authority and getting a badge through them, and the whole process of getting that, especially when you're coming over here overseas. That's a very long process, so stay tuned for next week's video. Every Friday I do videos on various British topics, British culture, Canadian culture, and also American culture. And in today's video, I wanted to educate you on how to apply for a British passport from overseas. I applied for mine overseas. Wanted to educate people who are fortunate enough, like myself. If you have a parent that's born in the UK, either a father or a mother, that is my situation. I'm fortunate enough that my mum was born here in the UK. So I just wanted to educate those people who are in my situation, a mother or a father who are born in the UK. If you're trying to apply for right of abode from within a different area or something, like if you're born in the UK, it's obviously going to be a lot more simple than if your parents were born here and you're living overseas. Or if you're trying to apply for a British passport after you've just obtained citizenship. I don't really know much about that, so you might want to check out some immigration channels here on YouTube, like I think there's a channel called EmzDiary, which might help you. I can leave a link to that in the description box below. So in the meantime, I'm going to educate you guys on how to obtain a British passport. So I'm going to pull it up here on my computer because I am recording the screen here, as you can tell. So here's some instructions on the UK government website. And just to let you know, it took me about 5 months, I'm going to say, just a little bit over 5 months to apply for everything, because I had to find a proper reference, somebody I think that has known me for at least 5 to 10 years. And I had to find a family friend who's known me since I was a baby. He's been friends with my parents, his family was friends with my parents since I was born, and it was hard to track him down and get all the papers ready because he had to prove that he was educated. You can't just get a reference, I don't think, that's not well educated. It's quite a tricky process, especially when you're doing it for the very first time the way that I did. Now fortunately for me, I applied for mine back in 2018, before this whole rubbish coronavirus started. But you can apply now in 2021, going into 2022. Can't believe we're almost in 2022. And it might take slower just because of all these lockdowns. One thing I can let you know is that the British passport office is located here in Durham in the UK. And I think Durham is still in England. I don't know how far away Durham is from London. I thought it would actually be here in London, but it's not. So here we go on the website, as you can see. Apply for citizenship if you have a British parents. And just to let you know, guys, there's a rule here, correct me if I'm wrong, where if you're born after 1983 and your mother was born in the UK, like I'm born after 1983 and my mom was born here, then it's going to be easy for you to get it. But if you were born before 1983 and your mother's British, I think there's a different process on how to apply for citizenship with your British passport. If your father was British and you're born before 1983, then you're perfectly fine. But it just applies to people who were born before 1983, whose father was not born in the UK, but the mother only was born in the UK. That might pose some challenges. I know Margaret Thatcher made up the rule in 1983 that anybody whose mother was born in the UK had right to abode in the UK, as long as they were born after 1983. For some reason, there's some weird stipulation that the government creates, you know, those bureaucrats. They always make these rules and these different loopholes to try and confuse our citizens. So down here, as you can see, depends where you're born, your parents' circumstances, yep. So, obviously if you're born here in the UK and you maybe moved to another country when you were a child, it's also probably a lot easier for you to get citizenship as well, because you just send them your British birth certificate. So the main things you're going to need here when you apply for a passport is your parents' Original birth certificate, I don't think they accept a photocopy or something, but definitely the original version. I had to go to my mother to get the original version from her. I had to order my birth certificate from the Canadian government, so that took a while. I think because I was born outside the UK and I had to order my birth certificate and I didn't already have the documents on hand, that's why it took me 5 months to get my passport. So yeah, there's also a rule if you're born on or after the 1st of July 2006. So for me, that would be between 1983 and June 2006. That would be the rule for me right here. And then of course before 1983. So we're in my situation between 1983 and June 2006. It says you're automatically born outside the UK and all the following apply. Your mother or father was a British citizen when you were born. They must have been married if your father had British citizenship, but your mother did not. That's interesting. How there's another stipulation with that. So I guess if it's common law, that would be a different story. That's very interesting how they make these stipulations. Your British parent could pass on the citizenship to you if they were one of the following: born or adopted in the UK. That's like my mom, she's born here. Given citizenship after applying for it in their own right. Not based on having a British parent, so I guess if one of your parents immigrated here from another country and they got citizenship after staying here for 5 to 10 years is my assumption, and then working as a Crown servant when you were born, probably in military services or something like that, which again does not apply to most people. So if you qualify for citizenship in this way, your children will not automatically become British if they're born outside the UK. Well, they've got a lot of stipulations here. Yeah, immigration status. If your British father was not married to your mother, well, that doesn't apply to me. Wow. Oh, interesting. So you got to attend a citizenship ceremony by the looks of it. If your parents were not married and your father's British. Okay. Yep, so that's all the steps right there, guys. I'll leave this link in the description box below. And then on or after 1st of July 2006. I don't know how that applies. You were born on or after the 1st of July 2006. Basically the same rules, same thing, you know, same thing all over again here. Yeah, so, oh wow, it's a lot more expensive here. There's some other thing here. If your British parent lived in the UK before you were born. Oh wow, that's a lot of money. I didn't have to pay £1,000 to apply. I think I only had to pay like £190, I think. Can't quite remember what I had to pay. I'm gonna try and look up the fees here, guys, just so that you know how much you're gonna have to pay and how much money you're gonna have to set aside, because currencies in Canada and America are weaker than the British pound. So, yeah, I'm not sure. It should say so on here. You probably just have to go to British passport prices or something, which I'll type in here to help you guys with the process. And make sure your person who you're getting as a reference is a reliable person and is educated. I did actually do my second cousin's reference for her British passport. She's born here in the UK, but she immigrated to America when she was a child. And her and I have never even met in person, but she didn't mind me doing her passport application, saying that I was an actress here in the UK. I think because I'm living here in the UK, they're not so picky. I mean, how's the government going to know everything, right? Shh, that's a secret. But anyway, so I just sort of helped him out. My cousin, she's in her 50s, closer to my parents' age. And she was living in Fort Worth, Texas. Now she's living in Alabama. So she asked me on Facebook earlier on this year to actually be a reference for her. So I had to fill out my employment information, whether or not I have a criminal record, how long I lived in the UK, and where my employees' addresses are. So if you are applying from overseas, from either anywhere in Canada, the States, North America, or Australia, any of those countries, and you need to find a reference but you can't find someone in your immediate area, perhaps maybe if you've got a friend or family member who have known of you for 5 to 10 years and they are living in the UK, I think they can count that as a reference. Just to let you guys know. A guarantor is what they call it, I guess. A guarantor is the British term. Whatever they call it, yeah. So, getting your first adult passport, how much it costs. So, Okay, what documents you need to apply? We'll go to that one. And so, yeah, so obviously original documents, as I said. You can get an official copy from the British government. Yep, all this. Same thing, yep. And you have to send it by courier, will be returned separately from your passport. How you get the independent delivery option you choose when you fill in your application. So you gotta pay in the courier fees, obviously, for the government to send you back your documents. I'm pretty sure they don't pay for that. So, yep. So I'm just trying to see here. It doesn't show the fees. Countersign and passport applications and photos. Yeah, it's called a counter-signatory. It's not just like a guarantor. It's called like a counter-signatory. That's the terminology that I'm thinking of. So, yeah, okay. If you're in the UK, you can either apply with the paper form, £85. I was not in the UK, so if you're applying overseas, it's more expensive, obviously, because you've got to pay for courier. So yeah, UK it's cheap, £75. That's not a problem if you're already living here and you've got to renew your passport. Now, if you are doing this, you want to apply from overseas, this is what you need to do here. I don't want to fill in all my information, but I'm just going to show you guys a process here so you know what to do. It's pretty straightforward once you get used to the British government website. Okay, so I guess it is the same. $75.50 for an adult. Maybe it was more expensive for me because I applied for it after I was 16. Because I'm pretty sure that I didn't pay £75. I think I paid anywhere between £120 to £150. Can't quite remember, but yeah. Like, so if you're doing it for the first time, maybe it's more expensive. If you're just renewing it, it's probably only £75. So that's the basic overview, guys. I've still got the burgundy passport. I believe they've changed the passport to navy blue since Brexit has happened. I believe that they have, but like I said, I applied for my passport before Brexit officially happened in 2018. So I had my passport for just over 2 years before I came here in 2020. Guys, have any more questions, feel free to ask me in the comments below, give me a shout. And don't forget to hit the ring-a-ding-ding bell to subscribe, like or dislike this video. Appreciate you sharing this with any British expats or dual nationals that need to know how to apply for a British passport for the very first time overseas. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. So like I said, ring a ding ding bell, keep notified, and I will do a video next week on how to obtain a security badge here in the UK for an SIA badge. It is a very long process and much more complicated than applying for a passport. Toodaloo, and stay tuned. I upload videos every Friday. Don't forget to check out the Dean Bodie podcast and show. There's a link to that in the description box below. As well as James Toussaint. I'm a brand for Haiti. I'm a brand ambassador. So you can check out his fundraising website on GoFundMe. That's also in the description box below. As well as Rebecca Harmon Coaching, who I've been coached by for almost a year now. You can check out her website in the description box below. So toodaloo, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Happy Friday. Bye-bye.